Hi, and thanks for joining me, and thanks to Kathleen Whalen of Whalen Financial at 128 Buckland in LaSalle for sponsoring Tom's Take. It was the first Sunday in January of last year. I made a video with predictions for 2024. And I know I took kind of a 6-month or whatever halfway look at it, close to it, earlier last year, and saw how things were progressing in the predictions. But this time I decided to set it aside after that for months. And I'm looking now at that episode from 54 weeks ago, and I'm going to take a look at these predictions. You'll see them here, and I'm going to see how I did. So I've got my iPad in front of me here. You can't see it, but I've got it here. So I'm going to watch this, and then we'll see how I did.
CL Real Estate Development will not complete the Maytag building renovations as agreed last year at First and Joliet Streets in LaSalle. The property will sit incomplete past the mid-year deadline they committed to with the city of LaSalle at about this time last year. A press release about a year ago spelled out that by mid-year this year, the property will offer a tangled routes at street level and apartments upstairs. And under terms of the new agreement signed by the company, the upstairs units must be comparable in rent to other downtown LaSalle apartments like this one. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 years ago, CL committed to having the Maytag building converted and done by the end of 2019. Never happened, obviously. We've been on them. CL will also take no visible action on renovating or tearing down the decrepit old Hotel Kaskaskia property that it owns. It's eventually going to take someone getting hurt on the property, I'm afraid, truly afraid for that. But that may be what it takes for CL to actually do something with that dangerous piece of real estate.
I was right. A very easy prediction to make, I'll give you that. I mean, I think at the end of this year, I'll be able to say they hadn't gotten much done in 2025 either, CL Enterprises. They did do an inspection. They hired a project manager partway through last year, 2024, after this was recorded. And they did do an inspection of both buildings, the Maytag building and the Hotel Kaskaskia, and media had been allowed in, but then when the media got there, nope, no go. They weren't allowed in. So transparent as always. Thank you, CL Enterprises. Let's see what else we have.
LaSalle will not start streaming city council meetings. I've asked Mayor Jeff Grove directly. The issues come up in public comments. I question any elected official who balks at this level of transparency. It's arrogant and it's out of touch to just think that opening the doors physically to a meeting room is enough. Today, more than ever, people cannot get to meetings, and unless you're stuck in the 1970s, you can plainly see business and life are working this way now. Get with it, LaSalle.
Wrong! I was wrong on that, and I'm happy to say I was wrong. LaSalle City Council started going online with their meetings, which was great. Mayor Jeff Grove, thank you. You made the right call on that. I was wrong when I predicted you weren't going to do it. So thank you for doing that for the city. All right, let's move on.
Oglesby City Council will continue to be contentious. The mayor and the commissioners seem to be locked in a never-ending pissing match.
I had no idea at the time that Mayor Jason Curran in Oglesby was going to be behind an effort to change the form of government from a commissioner form to a city manager form. Presumably, my guess, with him in the city manager role. The Planning Commission is going to be managing information sessions so that everybody can make an informed decision on this when they go to vote on April 1st. So, still pissing matches, and in this case, it looks like, in my opinion, the mayor of Oglesby has outdone himself in the Gall department, Gall.
I predict that Carle Health from Urbana will finally purchase the old St. Margaret's in Spring Valley.
I was wrong on that one. As a matter of fact, a few months after this was recorded, I had an opportunity to speak with an executive from Carle Health in person who said that beyond having Doctors Toon and Cote nearby in this area, no plans for any further expansion of Carle Health up here. So no significant corporate competition for OSF in this region.
Moving on to elections, my favorite area. Just a couple of them here. Don Jensen, who is the LaSalle County Board Chairman, will win re-election as County Board Chairman again. The Trump fervor will increase in volume, crescendoing at the November election. And since Jensen is running unopposed for the GOP nomination and he's so clearly a Trump supporter, he's going to win in a Trump-heavy LaSalle County.
Yeah, Don Jensen did win his race to be County Board Chairman again. Brian Doe's put up a good fight, but it was Jensen's win.
Crystal Loughran, who's running for state rep on the Republican ticket, will lose. She's a Trumper, but the 76th representative district boundaries include areas outside LaSalle County, like DeKalb, and other places that just aren't Trump. She's also got the aura of desperation about her because she lost 2 elections in one night not long ago. She loses again this year. Liz Bishop beats her in the primary. She's a level-headed, practical person, and she should win the GOP nomination.
Crystal Loughran did not win the primary, the Republican primary for state representative, with the retirement of Lance Yednock from Springfield. And Liz Bishop did, as I predicted. Next.
The Chicago suburbs will determine how Illinois goes in the presidential election. So if Nikki Haley is the Republican nominee, she's going to win Illinois in November. And the difference will be in the suburbs. If Trump's the nominee in November, Biden is going to take Illinois. But Trump will win the nomination. He won't win the general. Trump is the opponent the Biden team wants to run against.
Yeah, this is one that I felt pretty confident about at the time, given all the variables especially. It's interesting. Had Nikki Haley won the Republican nomination for president, she might have won the state of Illinois in the general, given the weight of the collar counties in their voting, and they're leaning D, but they could go R under the right circumstances. And I think a Nikki Haley nomination might have done that. As I said, if Trump wins the nomination, he's going to lose Illinois, and that's what happened there, certainly. Could not have predicted everything that went on with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's stepping out. I mean, that was unpredictable, I think.
J.B. Pritzker, unfortunately, will suffer a health scare, and he's going to then launch a Healthy Illinois program as a new thing to spend our money on.
Yeah, to my knowledge, J.B. Pritzker has not reported any new health scares, and that was sort of tongue-in-cheek. You can tell by the tone of it. Nothing really driven by his health that's promoted a health initiative in Illinois. So wrong on that one. In fact, I'd say that's a double wrong.
State's attorneys candidates all over downstate Illinois will campaign against the SAFE-T Act, the deal that lets people out of jail without cash bail. Even though they don't have the power to overturn the law, they're going to be out against it. They always have been, at least for the most part. They're just going to continue to see how unpopular it is among their downstate voters.
State's attorneys around Illinois did campaign, did run on the SAFE-T Act as against it.
Sports. The Bears will stick with quarterback Justin Fields. And they're going to sell the top pick that they have from Carolina for a couple of lower-level first-rounders. And they're going to win 10 games next season.
All right, a triple wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. And when it comes to sports, that's pretty much par for the course with me. Caleb Williams, the draft went as it went, and they came nowhere close to 10 wins. Wrong, wrong, wrong. All right, keeping track of this? I'm admitting it.
St. Bede's softball, the ladies are going to win state again.
Sadly, the St. Bede girls did not. Still proud of them.
The Cubs will win the NL Central with a new manager, but they won't make it to the World Series.
Okay, that I'm going to take a both on that, a wrong and a right. In that case, the Cubs did not win their division. But they certainly didn't win the World Series either. Now, if you're going to take that second one to be conditional and the first one happening, then I guess that's a wrong.
The White Sox will continue to underperform under an owner baseball is just passed by.
Yeah, for White Sox fans, I was right on that one. Sorry.
I'm the dad of a Colorado grad, so I'm making this prediction. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, will continue to coach the Buffaloes of Colorado one more season, and then he's going to back away from the football coaching headaches. He may move on to manage a team in the major leagues, possibly the Yankees.
So I would probably call that a right and a wrong. He did coach this past season, but he did not take another position in 2024.
And I'll be 25 pounds lighter a year from now.
That one I'm happy to say I was right about. I was pushing 200 pounds when this video was made, and today I was below 170. So 25 pounds, I think it's safe to say I've lost 25. So I'm happy about that, but I have quite a way to go. So there you go. Mixed bag. That's fun to look back on it. Thanks to Kathleen Wayland of Wayland Financial at 128 Buckland in LaSalle for making this weekend reset possible. And I'll talk to you in the morning.